When people think of NASA, they usually think of outer space, the space shuttle, the recent flyby of Pluto, but they don't know that there is a whole fleet of satellites orbiting the Earth right now, and they're looking at the Earth, and they are also measuring air quality.
Well, ground-based measurements are really the gold standard. They measure what's in the air, where we're breathing it. But the problem is we only have measurements from ground-based monitors where a monitor is placed. And that means that there's often wide areas of the country and much of the world where we have no information from ground-based measurements. But satellites see the whole world, and most satellites pass over once a day.
The observations from satellites, these are becoming very important tools for us on the domestic front to understand and account for global influences on U.S. air quality, and on the international front to motivate and enable emission reductions of sources of air pollution in other countries. I think it's imagery like this that help not only scientists, but has helped decision makers start to think about and understand air pollution as a global phenomenon.
Air quality has been improving dramatically in the United States, and one way that we can document that is from decade-long satellite instruments.
There are several reasons that Colorado is a good state to use satellite data. One of those is that the terrain is very complex and we have diverse sources of air pollution. The terrain tends to segregate the state into distinct air sheds. It's a large state. Monitoring at the surface is expensive and it's hard to cover the whole state. And we have a lot of dust storms, wildfires, and stratospheric intrusions of ozone. Those events lend themselves to using satellite data.
That's, from a state's perspective, it's extremely important that we have these tools developed. We have had exceptional events in Wisconsin, particularly focused on PM 2.5 from particulate matter, also as ozone. We've had some cases where we considered them to be slam dunks, where we had more data than you can imagine. We pulled it together, we sent it to EPA, and it just wasn't quite enough. And it became very challenging to do this. So having these additional tools and additional ways of demonstrating that yes, indeed, these are exceptional events, it's very important for state agencies to be able to have these tools.
Right now, the satellites that we have in space that are looking at air quality are polar orbiting. In the future, there are a series of missions that are being planned, all of which will be geostationary. That you'll actually be able to compare information over North America, over Europe, over East Asia. And that's a pretty exciting opportunity.